Dear students, so in the previous class we have studied the quantum numbers. In these the quantum numbers we have studied the principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum numbers, which are derived from the Schrödinger wave equation. Now today we study little more detail about how these quantum numbers are derived. We know now n is the principal quantum number, L is the azimuthal quantum number, m is the magnetic quantum number. These quantum numbers, n is having the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, representing the shells. L is having the values from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1, representing the subshells, and the m is having the magnetic quantum number having the values from minus L to plus L through 0. These represents the orbitals. Now today let us study how these things are derived from wave mechanical model of an atom. To know about this, now let us take the Schrödinger wave equation. So we have studied the Schrödinger wave equation in the earlier class in terms of the Cartesian coefficients. Now we have also studied the Schrödinger wave equation, which is given as the d square psi upon dx square plus d square psi upon dy square plus d square psi upon dz square plus 8 pi square m upon h square into total energy minus potential energy, that is E minus V into psi is equal to 0. This equation is applicable to all subatomic particles like electrons, atoms and molecules. The solution of this equation gives information about the energies of the electron. The concept of atomic orbital, which is of the fundamental importance in understanding the chemical bonding, follows from this. The hydrogen atom and hydrogen-like ions or hydrogen-like ions, namely He plus, Li double plus, beryllium triple plus, is a two particles system consisting of an electron and nucleus. The nucleus is assumed to be stationary as compared to the fast moving electron. Hence, instead of using mass of an electron, we have to use reduced mass of electron, which is given as mu is equal to m plus mn divided by m into mn, where m is mass of electron, mn is mass of nucleus. That means in the Schrödinger wave equation, instead of taking the mass of an electron as m, we have to take the reduced mass of an electron, because both are the mass of the nucleus, which is stationary, and the mass of the electron, which is in motion. Both are taken into the consideration here. The potential energy of an electron from a distance r from the nucleus is given as potential energy V is equal to minus Ze square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. Know that epsilon naught is the permittivity of the medium, Z is the atomic number, E is the charge of the electron, and r is the distance between the nucleus and the electron. Substituting this value in the Schrödinger wave equation, we get d square psi upon dx square plus d square psi upon dy square plus d square psi upon dz square plus 8 pi square mu upon h square into bracket E plus ze square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r into psi is equal to 0. Since there is a spherical symmetry in this system depending only on r, the Cartesian coordinates x, y and z are converted into polar coordinates r, theta and phi. The two are related as x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, y is equal to r sin theta sin phi and z is equal to r cos theta. Students, here the lot of mathematical concepts are there to come with the nature of the orbitals and the three-dimensional spaces of the orbitals. So for this, all these mathematical things are to be noted. In case of x, y and z axis, so if at the center is the nucleus and electron is from the nucleus at a distance r, so it makes an angle to the z axis, the theta, and it makes an angle to the x axis, the phi. The ranges of the coordinates are from 0 to infinity, that is a distance from the nucleus to the electron. Theta is from 0 to pi and phi from 0 to 2 pi. The Schrödinger equation in terms of polar coordinates is written as 1 upon r square into d by dr into r square into d phi upon dr plus 1 upon r square sin theta into d upon d theta into sin theta upon d psi upon d theta plus 1 upon r square sin square theta into d square psi upon d phi square plus 8 pi square mu upon h square into E plus z square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r into psi is equal to 0. So this is an equation of the Schrödinger wave equation in terms of polar coordinates. So potential energy term is dependent only on r. Therefore, the wave function psi may be written as the product of three functions. Therefore, the psi is equal to, it is the r is a function of r, that is the radius, theta is a function of theta and phi is a function of phi. On solving the above equation with the allowed values of r, theta and phi, the acceptable solutions are n is equal to 1, 2, 3, L is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1 and m is equal to minus L2 plus L through 0. N refers to principal quantum number, L refers to azimuthal quantum number and m refers to magnetic quantum number. And how these numbers have come, it has come from the above equation. Students, I am just telling you about how the quantum number values are arised from wave mechanical model of an atom. The value of energy E is given as E is equal to minus z square mu into e raised to 4 upon 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. This is nothing but it is the energy of an electron given by the Bohr, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, called the principal quantum number. This value is identical with Bohr's expression for energy. Now, let us study radial and angular wave function from these polar coordinate equations. During the solution of Schrödinger wave equation, certain constants are required, known as quantum numbers. For example, the wave function, that is r is a function of r is nothing but radius, depends on two quantum numbers n and l. N refers to principal quantum number, which gives the location of the electron in terms of the orbit, and L is the azimuthal quantum number, which gives location of an electron with respect to subshells. The wave function theta, which is a function of theta, depends on two quantum numbers L and M, that is azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number, while the wave function phi depends only on the quantum number m, that is the magnetic quantum number. This may be expressed as the wave function psi, which depends on the radius r, the angle theta, and phi is equal to the r depends on n and l, theta depends on l and m, and phi depends on only one m, that is the magnetic quantum number. Here I have shown the diagram. So the electron is at P and O is the position of the nucleus, and the OP is nothing but r, that is the radius of the orbit or subshell. So it makes an angle theta with the z axis, and with x and y axis it makes an angle phi. Here it is given x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, and z is equal to r cos theta. Students, how these things have come? So please don't, it is having a derivations, and those derivations at present it is not necessary, but you have to remember we are converted into the Cartesian coefficients into polar coordinates using the mathematics. The above equation shows that the wave function may be represented as the product of three functions r, theta, and phi. The function r depends only on the distance r from the nucleus, which is determined by the two quantum numbers n and l, which I have already explained. The other two functions theta and phi depends on the direction, that is the angles theta and phi, and are determined by the quantum numbers l and m. The function which depends on distance r is called radial wave function. The function which depends on directions theta and phi is called angular wave function. Thus, the solution of wave function may be expressed in terms of two parts, that is radial wave function and angular wave function. Radial wave function gives the distance from the nucleus to the electron. Angular wave function gives at what angle it has in the space from the nucleus. The radial wave function. The radial wave function gives the distribution of the electron as a function of the distance r from the nucleus. It depends upon the values of the two quantum numbers n and l, as it is expressed as radial wave function is equal to r, which is a function of r which depends on the 2. That's why you have studied in the earlier class in the quantum numbers, the principal quantum number and azimuthal quantum number gives the location of an electron in space from the nucleus in terms of orbits and suborbits. Angular wave function. The product of theta and phi is called angular wave function. It depends upon the directions given by the angles theta and phi. Therefore, it determines the shape of the electron cloud or orbital. So, we have studied the azimuthal quantum number is also called the orbital quantum number, and the magnetic quantum number gives the shape of an electron cloud. So, here, since these angular quantum number and magnetic quantum number gives the angle or the location of the electron with the in terms of the what you can say the shapes also. It depends on the quantum numbers L and M. It is expressed as theta is a function of theta into phi is a function of phi is equal to y theta into phi. The complete wave equation, that is psi, which depends on r, theta and phi is equal to r is a function of r and y is a function of theta and phi. The complete wave function r is a function of r, theta and phi is equal to, psi is a function of r, theta and phi is equal to r is a function of r and y is a function of theta into phi, represents an orbital in which the radial part gives its size and the angular part determines its shape. This is how the orbital word has come from wave mechanical model. So you have already defined the orbital. Orbital is the space around the nucleus where there is a probability of finding the electron more. And orbital is having a three-dimensional figure. So the things which you have already know, those things have been derived from these aspects. This is what I wanted to highlight to the students, the mathematical terms. Radial part of psi for orbital of hydrogen atom. If n is equal to 1 refers to the k shell and L is equal to 0 refers to S subshell. Hence the orbital is given as 1s. Radial part of wave function is given as, for this, r is a function of r is equal to 2 into bracket z upon a square raised to 3 by 2 into e raised to minus z into r upon a naught. If n is equal to 2, that is L shell, and L is equal to 0 refers to S subshell, therefore the orbital becomes 2s. The radial part of wave function for this orbital is r is a function of r is equal to z upon 2 into a naught raised to 3 by 2 into 2 minus z into r upon a naught into e raised to minus the z into r upon 2a naught. If n is equal to 2 and L is equal to 1, it represents p or 2p orbital. The radial part of wave function for 2p orbital is r is a function of r is equal to 1 upon the 2 root 6 into z upon a naught raised to 3 by 2 into z into r upon a naught into e raised to minus z into r upon 2 into A naught, where R is distance from the nucleus, E is the base of natural logarithm, Z is the atomic number. For hydrogen, Z is equal to 1. A naught is Bohr's radius, which is nothing but it is 0.529 angstrom or 52.9 picometer for 1s orbital in hydrogen atom. N is equal to radial or principal quantum number. Students, these are the equations to be remembered. The derivations are not necessary at this level. When you come into the higher standards, you are going to derive these equations. The angular wave functions of hydrogen atom. If L is equal to 0 and M is equal to 0, it represents S orbital. Angular wave function for S orbital is 1 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2. So, if L is equal to 1 and M is equal to 0, it represents P orbital. And in the P orbital, it represents PZ orbital. So, angular wave function for PZ orbital is 3 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2 into cos theta. If L is equal to 1 and M is equal to plus 1, it represents Px orbital. Angular wave function for this is 3 upon 4 pi raised to 1 by 2 into sin theta into cos phi. If L is equal to 1 and M is equal to minus 1, it represents the Py orbital. Angular wave function for this is 3 upon 4 pi raised to half into sin theta into sin phi. Students, these represents the angular wave functions of S and P orbitals. In earlier, we have studied the Px, Py, Pz, where the magnetic quantum numbers values are minus 1, 0 and plus 1. According to the latest notations, for if the M is equal to 0, it is for Pz orbital, M is equal to plus 1 for Px orbital, and M is equal to minus 1 for Py orbital. This is in accordance with latest informations or latest notations. Since the angular wave function of S orbital is independent of theta and phi, therefore S orbital is symmetrical over all the directions. Hence, S orbital is spherical in shape. We have studied S orbital is spherical in shape, P orbital is a dumbbell in shape. Here we are showing why the S orbital is spherical in shape. So the reason is given by from the angular wave functions. P orbitals give dumbbell shape curve along x, y and z axis. Hence they are named as Px, Py and Pz orbitals. The magnetic quantum numbers plus and minus signs, these are not the charges or the mathematical symbols. These are just to represent the geometrical signs. Hence it is given here plus and minus signs for M values are not the charges but are geometrical signs. So students, what so far I have told you, these are all the mathematical informations showing that how the quantum numbers are derived and the origin of, that is the origin of quantum numbers through the mathematical concepts. So go through these, the mathematical equations, try to remember these mathematical equations, So the derivations for these equations are not necessary, and this shows at the end from the wave mechanical model we explain the electron is present in the orbital. Orbital is having two things. One is the distance from the nucleus and another is through angles. That is a 3-dimension. So the distance is measured in terms of radial wave function and the angle is measured in terms of angular wave functions. Okay, thank you.